Yes, the hottest day of the year, the hottest day for 7 years. This will trigger thunderstorms. There are warnings for those for the rest of the week, and with the dry ground, that brings the risk of flooding.
Laura's in her element today with news of that heat wave and possible storms and all sorts of things, Laura.
I know, literally every type of weather that you can throw at me today. There's mist, there's fog, there's sunshine, there's heat, there's humidity, and yes, all importantly, the thunderstorms. There's warnings out for the thunderstorms later on this week because they're set to get more intense. But here at the moment at Warwick Castle, there really is this calm before the storm. The humidity is starting to rise. There's a lot of hazy cloud around that's spilled up from a storm that's been affecting France. There's already a few showers in the London area. I think basically as we head through this week, we start with the heat and the humidity. Record temperatures today up to 35 degrees, the hottest we've seen for 7 years. And then through the course of the week, the thunderstorms will break things down. It will become less hot, less oppressive by the end of the week. But for today, if you have got the cloud, it will turn much sunnier through the day. But watch out in the east for the first of those thunderstorms breaking out. And then later this week, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Good weather for cycling for you?
Not really.
No, too hot.
Obviously, Chris Froome's not particularly bothered. We'll talk about him in a second. The thunderstorms that are in store, Laura.
Yeah, brewing already. We're here at Warwick Castle, and I tell you what, there's been some hot days, but these are some hot nights and some hot horses, because today's temperatures are set to soar 34 or 35, making it the warmest day for 7 years. But more importantly, as the humidity builds, so the thunderstorms will develop. Let's take a look.
Daybreak National Weather, in association with Topps Tiles, brightening your home, whatever the weather.
The weekend weather wasn't too bad. The heat wasn't too oppressive. Temperatures for most of the country peaked in the high 20s. But for today, they will rocket. And with that, so comes the humidity, the thunderstorms breaking out. But thankfully, that means it will turn cooler and less humid towards the end of the week. But this is what's happening. This is why warm, humid air is being drawn up from the near continent, where they've had record-breaking temperatures as well. As a weather front creeps in from the west, the two collide as a recipe for thunderstorms developing. But you'll feel them brewing as we head through the day. Already for this morning, we have had a few showers developing across the southeast of England. There won't be too many of them around. I think for many this morning it should be dry, but there's a lot of upper cloud around, a lot of hazy sunshine that's been spilling out ahead of these storms. Quite a humid start this morning, temperatures for some already nearly at 20 degrees. And as we head through the day, we'll start to see the upper cloud thin, lift and break, the misty conditions burning back to North Sea coast, where it will actually linger for much of the day, so staying fairly cool and fresh here. There is the chance of some thunderstorms breaking out today, really hit and miss, but if you catch one, you will notice it because they'll be torrential. Equally, in the sunshine today and the humidity, temperatures climbing for many, mid to high 20s, but in the southeast of England, 34 or 35 would make it the warmest day for 7 years. And as we head through this evening, that's when the action really happens. Torrential thunderstorms driving up from the south, falling on this already very dry ground, could through the next few days lead to the risk of flooding, I'm afraid. For your local 5-day weather update, go to our website, itv.com/daybreak. Yeah, temperatures are going to soar today to the mid-30s potentially, but the humidity is the key thing. These torrential thunderstorms will arrive, falling on the already dry ground. There's warnings of flooding potentially later on this week.
Isn't it, if you haven't noticed?
Laura, it was hot at 4 o'clock this morning, actually.
It was.
I left home.
Laura's at Warwick Castle this morning, basking in it, but I hope you got your brolly, Laura.
Well, I don't think I'm going to put my brolly up today in the thunderstorms because that would be pretty dangerous. But yes, literally everything that can be thrown at the weather will do today. A really dramatic day, a real turn in this heat wave that we've been having because the humidity will build, temperatures will soar, and the thunderstorms, well, the heavens, they're just going to open. Let's take a look.
Daybreak National Weather, in association with Topps Tiles, brightening your home, whatever the weather.
Now, in this heat wave we've been having, people have been asking for ages, when's the thundery breakdown going to happen? Well, today onwards. Basically, we've got warm, humid air. It's been sitting across France. They've been having the heat wave as well. All of that is going to spread to our shores today, colliding with a weather front, and that heat and humidity will trigger thunderstorms. So today, the next few days is when this thundery breakdown happens. Temperatures today will soar, but the good news is that'll clear the air and it'll be less hot and less humid towards the end of the week. This is how much so. Temperatures today could peak at 34 degrees, making it the warmest day, not just so far this year, warmest day for 7 years, but they will plunge by the end of the week, dipping to 24 degrees, a drop of 10, but they will still be well above average. This is how things look for this morning. Already a few isolated storms towards Berkshire and the London area. Most other places have got this hazy, milky skies greeting us, the cloud that's been spilling up from the storm sitting across France. And yes, you'll notice already it feels quite warm and humid. As we head through the day, things will lift and break. The clouds should burn back to eastern coast, but the heat will start to grow showers popping up here, there and there. Really isolated, really hit and miss, but a line really through the Midlands, Wales into East Anglia. Now, overnight tonight, this is when the activity really starts to get going. Storms will push their way up from the south, torrential downpours, and with the parched ground, that leads to the risk of flooding. For your local 5-day weather update, go to our website, itv.com/daybreak. Well, yeah, the weather today is going to be so dramatic. The highest temperatures for 7 years, but more importantly, as the thunderstorms arrive on this really parched ground, that brings the risk of some flash flooding.
Right, in store. Laura's up in Warwick for us this morning. And Laura, it seems like this is actually the calm before the storms for most of us.
Oh yeah, some crazy dramatic weather, some amazing light displays actually as we head through the next few days. Temperatures soaring as we've been hearing, the highest for 7 years, but it's the humidity that will rise today. It's being drawn up from France. They've been having a heat wave, and these thunderstorms that are going to be triggered will be torrential. Hit and miss today. Tuesday and Wednesday, as we've heard, the Met Office have got those weather warnings in force. How much rain? We're going to see 1 centimetre of rain falling in just 10 minutes. We could even see more. And that, with the parched ground, will lead to these localised flash flooding. So some really quite treacherous weather through the next few days. But the good news is that summer isn't done with us yet. We need the humidity, we need this thundery breakdown to clear all away these oppressive conditions. And come the end of the week, if you're about to break up to school, the warm, sunny weather is here to stay. So wet is for the next few days, but keep those flip-flops handy.
Will do, Laura, thanks very much. But not the umbrella. She told me off earlier for saying, have you got your umbrella? In a thunderstorm, dangerous, obviously.
Of
just
course,
get out.
good point.
Just get out of the way
yes.
of the thunderstorm. Sorry, 7:27, I should say now. And here's the weather with Laura, who's out in Warwick this morning and bracing herself for a bit of rain, actually, Laura, as many of us are.
Yes, today is sort of the calm before the storm. There'll be really hit and miss, but torrential thunderstorms developing through Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's take a look.
Daybreak National Weather in association with Tops Tiles, brightening your home whatever the weather.
The heat wave has been with us for over a week now, and as usually at this time of year, what happens is the humidity will build and the thunderstorms will also develop. And today into tomorrow is when this thundery breakdown, as we call it, will happen. Warm air and humid air is being drawn up from the near continent. Temperatures will rocket, and you'll all feel how oppressive it's going to be, particularly overnight tonight. So for this week, it's hot to start with these torrential thunderstorms, and then turns a lot cooler by the end of the week. Certainly not as hot or as humid. And temperatures today could peak at 34 degrees. That's the warmest day for 7 years, but they will take a tumble down to 24 by the end of the week once the humidity starts to break, but that is still above average. But this is how things look for this morning. You'll be waking up probably not with a lot of sunshine, like here. This hazy sunshine, this upper cloud is spilt out ahead of a storm in France. A few thunderstorms around towards the London area this morning. And as we head through this afternoon, there's a lot of mist and fog. It will soon burn away to the North Sea coast yet again. Glorious sunshine will return, but temperatures today will climb. And that will trigger thunderstorms through the central zone of England and Wales. They'll be really hit and miss today. But it is tonight when the storms will push up from the south. That's where we have our weather warnings in force, because these torrential downpours could lead to localised flooding. For your local 5-day weather update, go to our website, itv.com/day.
If you're actually still undecided where to go on holidays this summer, we'll try and inspire you this week. Laura Hamilton this morning is at Warwick Castle. Morning, Laura.
Good morning, I am indeed at Warwick Castle. Now, if it's the first day of your summer holiday and you're looking for ideas, how about waking up in a medieval tent like this one, like our little Princess Laura has here? What's the best thing about Warwick Castle, Laura?
Princess Tower.
The Princess Tower. Have you had fun glamping here? Yeah? Now, glamping is taking camping to a whole nother level. I actually grew up camping, and I tell you what, it's far more glamorous than when I was a kid. Warwick Castle opened the grounds only last weekend, and they've got 36 tents available here for you to stay in. Now, Johnny and Danny, you stayed here last night, didn't you? How was it?
Brilliant.
What was going on? What sorts of things are going on here?
Oh, they had the jester school on, there was a night school, there was a big barbecue, just loads and loads to do.
Great atmosphere.
Brilliant.
Anyone snoring?
Next door is a bit noisy.
No names mentioned. And what about you guys? Are you stuck for ideas for things to do over the summer holidays? Is it quite difficult keeping the kids entertained?
He's got a list of things that he wants to do, and on having Warwick Castle on the doorstep, it's just so easy just to come down for picnics in one round.
Perfect. Well, if you'd like to spend a few nights under the canvas, I've got a few last-minute options for you. How about going to Somerset? You can stay in a luxury yurt. Midweek stay in Blackdown Hills for a family of 4 is £65 per night. Or you could stay in Wales in a Welsh teepee. That's available from next week. 2 nights is £150. 4 nights is £265. Or what about if you fancy going abroad to Mallorca? You can fly tomorrow from Manchester for 7 nights, and that's for a family of 4. You can stay in Al-Qaeda and you depart tomorrow, and that's just over £1,200. You having a great time here at Warwick Castle? Yeah! Now we're joined by Tom, one of the jousters. Just quickly tell me, what's jousting all about?
Well, basically, it's 2 guys on horses that are trying to knock each other off. But in the Middle Ages, it came around during times of peace, so when there was no battles going on, it stopped the knights getting bored and it kept their skills up to scratch.
So loads going on here at Warwick Castle, but it's glamping, so I'm looking for a bacon roll. Any ideas? Bacon roll anywhere? No. I'm off back to the studio.
Thank you.
Keep looking, Laura.
I'll tell you something. Now let's get detail on the weather. Here's Laura.
Good morning to you. Well, here at Warwick Castle, these guys here are going to be fighting for my honour, but through the next few days, it's going to be more of a battle with the elements. Let's take a look.
Daybreak National Weather in association with Tops Tiles, brightening your home whatever the weather.
There's going to be some dramatic weather as we head through the next few days. The humidity builds, the temperatures will soar today, and that will trigger torrential thunderstorms. Come the end of the week, less oppressive, but still actually pleasantly warm. This is how things are changing. We've got warm air being drawn up from the near continent. Temperatures today will climb to 34 degrees, making it the warmest day for 7 years. That will trigger some thunderstorms. Isolated storms around this morning around the London area. Very humid, hazy skies to greet us. As we head through the day, the humidity will rise, the temperatures will soar, the sunshine will finally break through once that mist and fog burns away. The central slice of the country could pick up really isolated but torrential downpours, but it is Tuesday and Wednesday to watch out for because there'll be widespread torrential downpours and the risk of flooding. For your local 5-day weather update, go to our website, itv.com/daybreak.
Laura has the latest now.
Yes, it's going to be hotting up today, and at the end of every heat wave comes a thundery breakdown, and today is the day. Let's take a look.
Daybreak National Weather in association with Tops Tiles, brightening your home whatever the weather.
Temperatures will rocket today as humid air is dragged up from France and as the humidity builds, so the thunderstorms will be triggered. There's a few isolated ones around the London area at the moment. For many, it's a misty, hazy start and a foggy one as well. But soon and slowly but surely through the day, the mist and fog will burn back to eastern coast. The sunshine will break through, triggering a few showers through central areas. In the south tonight, torrential thunderstorms will develop, and they'll develop widely through Tuesday and Wednesday. But I've got the perfect way here at Warwick Castle to get away from those thunderstorms. Come on, Earl of Warwick, take me away.
Brilliant. Where's the other jouster when you need him, hey? Knock her off.
Wow. Thanks for your kind words this morning.